Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodananda Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tiro Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Om Vishwapad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Shrotra Shri Srimad Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON Beauty Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jaya Om Vishwapad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Shrotra Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories. Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 10, Chapter 11, verses 56 and 57. अथापि अभिभवन्ति येनम नैव ते घोर दर्शना जिघांशयैनम आसाद्य नश्यन्ति अग्नौ पतंगवत्. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Although the causes of death, the Daityas, were very fierce, they could not kill this boy Krishna. Rather, because they came to kill innocent boys, as soon as they approached, they themselves were killed, exactly like flies attacking a fire. Purport: Nanda Maharaj innocently thought, perhaps this boy Krishna formerly killed all these demons, and therefore in this life they are envious and are attacking him. But Krishna is a fire and they are flies. And in a fight between fire and flies, the fire is always victorious. Fighting is always taking place between the demons and the power of the Supreme Personality of the Supreme Personality. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushritam. Bhagavad Gita 4:8. Anyone who is against the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead must be killed. Life after life. Ordinary living beings are subject to karma, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always victorious over the demons. Aho Brahma Vidham Vacho Nashatya Shanti Karhichit Santi Karhichit Gargo Yad Ah Bhagavana Anvabhavi Tathaivatat. The words of persons in full knowledge of Brahman never become untrue. It is wonderful that whatever Garga Muni predicted, we are now actually experiencing in all detail. Purport: The purpose of human life is indicated in the Brahma Sutra, Athato Brahma Jigyasa, to make one's life perfect, in the past, present and future. One must learn about Brahman. Because of intense affection, Nanda Maharaj could not understand Krishna as he is. Garga Muni was able to know everything past, present and future by studying the Vedas. But Nanda Maharaj could not understand Krishna directly because of his intense love for Krishna. Because of his intense love for Krishna, he forgot who Krishna was and could not understand Krishna's potency. Although Krishna is Narayan himself, Garga Muni did not disclose this. Thus Nanda Maharaj appreciated the words of Garga Muni, but because of his deep affection, he could not understand who Krishna was. Although Garga Muni had said that Krishna's qualities would be exactly like those of Narayan. Om Jnanatimirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangul Langati Girim Yat Kripatam Mande Shri Guru Dina Taranam Vanchakalpatarasha Kripa Sindhaya Chapatita Nama Pavanebhya Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Ordinary living beings are subject to karma, but Supreme Personality of Godhead is always victorious over the demons. Aham sarvasya prabho mata sarvam pravartati iti matva bhajanti mam bhuda bhava samanvita. Aham sarvasya prabho. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna mentions that he is everything. Yes, from him only everything emanates. Harihan Narayan Prabhu that day mentioned that nobody is equal to Krishna and he's above everyone at the same time. There is nobody equal and obviously there is nobody above him. He is above everyone and everybody is inferior to him. Nobody can even come equal to his power. In the pastime of Varadev and Narsimhadev, we can see that even though Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha are so powerful, but there is no possibility of the demons actually overpowering the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes. Hiranyaksha challenged Varadev that you are such a swine, you're coming and standing in front of me, that you have to take shelter of a pig, what can you do? But still, Varadev taking those, it's mentioned in Bhagvatam, those words were like sharpened arrows, yes, which hurt, the heart of anyone. But Varadev actually, when he saw Hiranyaksha, his potency to fight, his desire to fight is getting fulfilled. And it is just like scratching for him, Like Kurmadev, when the Mandara mountain, right, was on his back, it was just like a scratching, like a itch getting scratched, his back was getting scratched. And it is mentioned that the demigods, the demons, both together could not actually, hold up the mountain to actually churn it. All the demigods were there, all the demons were also there. Bali Maharaj himself is there. But none of them could do it, But Krishna in the form of a Kurma, he just goes under the whole thing and is just over there. Oh, it feels so nice. It's like somebody's massaging my back. On the top, he's sitting over there. And he actually, Garuda actually helped, and the Lord actually just held it with his hand, the whole mountain, and put it into the ocean. Still, the demigods and demons could not do it, because in the ocean, it's easy to actually lift something up. Yes, compared to the land, it is easier to lift it. But still, the demons and demigods and demons together could not hold it high. They are getting crushed by the weight. They are getting submerged into the ocean. And that Lord again and again shows that, see, it's not possible. But still, what did the demons do? They still, when they saw Dhanvantari, they actually stole the Amrit from them, the nectar from him. They actually stole, and they are fighting amongst each other. So this is the power of illusion. This is the power of Maya. That even though Vishnu is physically present over there, they are not able to understand him. And that's why we take things cheaply. And hence, that's the part where we have to understand the first 9 cantos. And then maybe we can understand the 10th one. Prabhupada mentions that somebody who reads the first 9 cantos becomes self-realized. Why? Because he understands Krishna, that what kind of greatness is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Etacha amsha kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Prabhupada addresses all these points. Janmadhyasya yatonvayat itaratas chartheshva abhinya swarat. Yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He is declaring that Krishna is the absolute truth. That beautiful boy who over here his parents are thinking that, whatever Garga Muni said is eventually coming true. But they are not able to understand that, he is the source of everything. Why? It's not because of they are in a normal Maya. They are in Yoga Maya. Yes. Because their love for Krishna is so much that over here Prabhupada mentions that they are not able to understand that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even though he might show. So there are 2 types of things. The demons are not able to see Krishna as he is. Yes. But we cannot compare to the Brajavasis, to, like, let's say the Vaikuntavasis, They can see Vishnu as he is. But the thing is that for the Brajavasis, actually they are seeing Krishna as he is. Yes, God, being God, is an aspect of the absolute truth. Bhaktivinoda Maharaj was mentioning the absolute truth and God are 2 different things. Okay? It's like we have a meal, right? And in that meal there are various kinds of things. The whole thing is called a meal. Yes, the gajar ka halwa is a part of the meal. It cannot be called the whole meal. It's not about the gajar ka halwa. It's about everything. Yes, but the meal contains the sweet. Yes, the meal contains, rice, dal, sabji. But that doesn't mean that the sweet is the meal, For some people it might be, yes, those people who like sweets. But still, the whole meal cannot be said about, it's just about the sweet. No, it's about the whole thing. And that's why the absolute truth is Krishna. Absolute truth does not mean that he is God only. That is one of the aspects that he is the controller of everything. But actually, the absolute truth is Krishna, his qualities, his name, form, qualities and pastimes. Yes, Venu Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri, Prema Madhuri, Leela Madhuri. Yes, that is contained in the absolute truth. That is the absolute truth. Krishna playing the flute is the absolute truth. Nobody can compare to that. Yes. So that's why there are 2 different concepts. Yeah. So God is a part of the absolute truth. He is not the absolute truth. And so we have to understand that who this boy is actually. The pastimes of Krishna are so sweet that any new person also, even though he might not be philosophically advanced, even he, by understanding Krishna's pastimes, he gets attracted. Why? Because Shukdev Goswami mentions, and it will come in the future chapters, that it seems like he's just a normal boy. And everybody just running behind him. Then how are they liberated? It could be similar to a person in this material world A husband and a wife, the wife is attached, the husband is attached. It seems the same way. But Shukdev Goswami mentions, no, the husband and the wife are still, they are still parts and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even though they might be attached to each other in any form, it is still not Krishna. The child might be dressed as Krishna, but he is still not Krishna. The remembrance of Krishna might be there. The childlike nature, the childness of a child is Krishna, yes, but the child is not Krishna. It's not Krishna. Amrendra Prabhu clears this point. It is not Krishna. He can have some qualities of Krishna, where jivas have, but he cannot be Krishna. So that's why in Braj, it is Krishna himself. It's not a boy representing Krishna. It is Krishna. That is Krishna. So whatever attachment they have, yes, it is towards the boy who happens to be the absolute truth, and that's why they are liberated. Yes. So that's why it's not the same. It's not like any other mundane affair. And a person who is just attached to Krishna for who he is, then he janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatva tvakta deham punarjanma neti mameti so Arjuna tvakta deham punarjanma. No need. Why? Because he is not attached to his husband, wife, children, to the temple, materially speaking. He is not attached. Why is he not attached? Because he is attached to Krishna. So, a person who is attached to Krishna will go to whom? To Krishna. It's as simple as that. Krishna mentions people who are attached to the demigods or worship the demigod, they go to their lok. Yes, they go to the planets. And the same way, if somebody is attached to Krishna, whether he is for being just a boy or for just being, so sweet, that person gets liberated and goes back home, back to Godhead. But that's why the 9 cantos are given. That first the understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth needs to be done. Why? Because full surrender to Krishna means we have to give up all the other attachments. As we start becoming attached to Krishna, everything else goes down. Yes, all material attachments go down. And it is a fact. And the more one becomes attached, Antakalecha mam eva. Yes, he says eva, only me. His smaranam is only me. It's not about a part of me. It's not I am a part of his life. No, I am his life. It's like going to school is a part of a child's life. Yes. For the child, that is his whole existence. Yes, school. There's nothing else in his life. Maybe there's some outing and all, but majority of his time is in the school. Yes. So his life is whole about the school. But as he grows up, and in an 80-year-old span, he does not even remember what was school like, even though he spent most of his time over there. 10 years. It just becomes a phase. So, when at death he remembers that, oh, I went to school, that is a part of his life. It's not like, we do 10 years of bhakti, 5 years of bhakti, and then it's done now. So Krishna becomes a part of our life. But Krishna doesn't become our life. There's a difference. Yes. And Krishna over here is saying, Eva, for all the Brajavasis, it's only about Krishna. It's only about that one boy. Everything other than Krishna, there is nothing other than Krishna, but still, it's only about him. It's not about me. It can never be about me. It can never be about you. It can never be about them. It can never be about a president or a prime minister or any king, or any demigod also. It's so wonderful to see that it's only and only about this one boy. Everybody's trying to serve only this boy. All the Shaktis, even during the Damodar Leela, all the Shaktis are protesting Yashoda Mai. No, you cannot bind him. He is the absolute truth. Krishna is just watching, but all his Shaktis are at work. Everything is, it's only about him. He is the actual enjoyer. When it says that he is the only enjoyer, it is a fact. Yes, everybody else has duties. Yes, the Brajavasis also have duties. Krishna does his duties out of just a pastime. But we have to do our duties. Yes, it cannot be like, oh, you become a pure devotee, now you don't have to do anything, you can just sit. No, even then, there's eternal service. Yes, there's eternal chanting going on. There's eternal desperation to meet Radha and Krishna. Yes, to see the pastimes of the Lord, to see how they are performing their pastimes and engaging in their pastimes, in serving them. Yes, how to serve them? Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karma dhyanavrita anukulya krishnanu shilanam bhakti uttama. Right? What is uttama bhakti? No jnana karma. It's not about me. It's not about this material body. It's only about that boy. Whether you understand him as a Supreme Personality of Godhead or not, our whole life is about that one person. Yes. And he likes everybody else. That's why it becomes about everybody else also. Yes. He loves the Vaishnavas. He is a servant to the Vaishnavas. And that's why we love the Vaishnavas more than Krishna. Yes. More than Krishna. That is the actual advancement stage. It's not about how many years we were in bhakti. It can never be that. Why? Because if we haven't developed that aspect, if we don't see, we don't have the vision that the devotees are, it's about the devotees. It's not about Krishna also. Yes. First, it's only about the deity. And that's why it becomes a neophyte devotee. It's only about Krishna. Yes, it is only about Krishna. That's true. But slowly we start seeing Krishna with everybody else. Yes. And then it's more about the devotee because Krishna is also serving the devotees. But eventually everything is only about that boy. Yes. Everybody is trying to serve him and we serve in that mood of Srimati Radharani. And that's why, what does it mean to serve through Srimati Radha? It's not just putting the deity beside Krishna and now we are serving through Srimati Radharani. Oh no, we have to have this. So many people come and say all this. That we have to have, this is how it is, and then but it's all physical. It's external. What does it mean to serve? What does it mean to be in Gaudiya Parampara? That means to follow Shikshashtakam. That is to follow Srimati Radharani, which is Ashlishava Padaratam Pinashtumam Adarshanam Marmatam Karotuva Yatha Tatava Vidadhatulam Pato Mat Prananathastu Sevanapara. That Mat Prananathastu Sevanapara. Whatever it is, in any condition, you are my master. I am your unconditional servant. Yes? And that's how it comes down to the whole thing, that Bhuktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. And the highest realization that Krishna is, it's all about Krishna, comes in only our line. Yes? Ashlishava Padaratam Pinashtama. No other line, no other religion can come even close to this understanding that it is only about Krishna. It is only about God. It's nothing to do with me. Other religions, they can come close that, oh, it's about me and God is a part of me. He has to give me bread, he is my maintainer. That is his job. But when one comes to the Vaishnavas, it starts becoming about the Lord. And the extreme is, the intensity just goes way beyond in Braj, where Vatsalya, Madhurya, all these rasas take form. And the extreme becomes Srimati Radharani. Why? Because it is only about him, it's not about me at all. It's zero. There are no duties to be performed. In a Parakiya Ras, there are no duties for the lover at all. Yes? There is no guarantee. At least in husband and wife, they are bound together. They are bound together by the vows of marriage, that he has to maintain the wife. But in Parakiya Ras, there is no maintenance. Where is it given that he has to maintain? No, it's not. It's extra, right? There is no vows. There is no... there is nothing related to any regulations or boundaries, Maybe they'll meet, maybe they won't. But it's only about him. It cannot be about me. I am dependent totally. Yes, and that's how Srimati Radharani expresses that what is the internal potency of the Lord. How the internal potency and all the Shaktis of the Lord are only and only in service of Shri Krishna. And that's why in Damodar Leela, all the Shaktis are fighting. Yes, they're fighting with the rope, they're fighting with all the other Shaktis. But because Krishna's mercy power, Kripa Shakti, is so great, it overpowered all the other Shaktis, and Yashodamai was able to bind him. This is what Maharaj says. Yes, it is about her determination, but the other part is that the Kripa Shakti of the Lord overpowered everything else. And that's how beautiful, even though it's only about Krishna. We see dictators in this world. It might be only about them, but nobody is actually surrendered. But over here, the dictator, the monarch, the autocrat, transcendental autocrat, in Brahma Samhita, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur mentions that the Supreme Absolute Truth is a transcendental autocrat. It is so, the words are taking so perfectly that we think about it. It took so many years to understand that it's only about Krishna, even though we read about it. Yes, even though we hear about it, even though I've read that purport, even though I've read, Bhoktaram Yadna Tapasam, Aham Sarvasya Prabha, but I never thought it's only about him. How is our Sampradaya the greatest? It's because of this aspect, that it takes to a different level totally. Yes, the flavor, it's not only about the flavor, the intensity of only about being only about Krishna cannot be found anywhere else other than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. It's not possible at all. And that's why we are very fortunate. It's a big task. And that's why we are so grateful to Srila Prabhupada. How are we grateful to Srila Prabhupada? When we understand all these things. Not by externally speaking, okay, because of ISKCON I am getting maintained and everything is going nice. And yes, it's about you still. But we are not able to understand what Srila Prabhupada has come to give. And that cannot be real gratefulness at all. And that's why Jayapatak Maharaj and all the Maharajas, they explain that we have to read and study Srila Prabhupada's books. That is the real gratefulness when we study these books. It's not just externally speaking. Shama Mohini Mataji mentioned that just attachment to Srila Prabhupada is nice, but to follow his instructions is another level. Which is true. Very true. Yes. Full surrender is something very rare. And we have the opportunity to be under the shelter of that rare devotee who is fully surrendered, 100% in the line of Srimati Radharani, by the mood of Srimati Radharani. Yes, the Sahajas can say so many things out there, and the others can say so many things out there. But to actually do and to actually express your surrender, 100% surrender to Krishna can be seen in Srila Prabhupada's life and nobody else's. Let's be factual about it. Yes, we respect everybody else, but we will glorify our own master. Yes, to the fullest. And it is a fact. Nobody can come even close to what Srila Prabhupada has done. Not in the history of humankind. 5,000 years. After Krishna left, there is nobody who has done such a thing. And there will be nobody like this. So we'll stop here today. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantha Srimad Bhagvatam ki. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Thank you very much.